Welcome to the Shootin The Que podcast, presented by Heath Riles Barbecue, with tips, tricks, and an inside look with some of the top pitmasters in the game. Now here's your host, Heath Riles.
Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Shootin The Que. Today we are joined with our good friend David Maluff. How are you today, David?
Good, thank you. How are you both doing today?
Good. So for everyone that don't know, David and his brother Joe own Full Moon BBQ Restaurants. And so tell us a little bit about Full Moon BBQ.
Well, I mean, we are a traditional barbecue restaurant that's still probably very few that still has an open wood-burning pit. We'll cook everything fresh every day. Our desserts are made fresh daily. We use fresh vegetables for all of our side items. And the one thing that we do is we stick to tradition, and we have great hospitality in our restaurants. Something that a lot of restaurants try to complement, and they just don't do it because they don't understand we're in the hospitality business as well, in the food business. So we've been doing it for a long time.
So you have 16 locations, primarily in Alabama and Mississippi, right?
That's correct. We just went to Mississippi a couple of years ago in Madison.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually, the company that produces my barbecue sauce for me is in Pearl.
Oh,
so
really?
we go through Madison a lot going down that way. Yes, sir. So I'm definitely going to stop in that location before long. So talking about all your freshness of the food and all that, y'all bought Full Moon BBQ, right, in 97, is that correct?
That's correct. From Pat James. It used to be called Pat James Full Moon Barbecue. And a little story about Pat James was he was the defensive coach for Paul Bear Bryant at Alabama. He was the one that won all those championships on his defense. Of course, you know, when he got too old to coach, he opened a barbecue restaurant, little four-wall brick cinder block, and he did barbecue like it should be, old-fashioned. And after he owned it for 10 years, you know, he was ready to retire, and we bought it from him. And this is where we are today.
So how many locations did he have, just a single one?
He had just that one location on downtown. It was probably about, I want to say, 1,400 square feet total, about 50 seats. You know, the old school class chairs with a desk connected. That's what he was using. But, you know, besides all that, what he had was good food. Good barbecue, a good base, and that's why we bought it from him. You know, I love the business. I love what he was doing, but he just did. A lot of people know how to run a restaurant, but they don't know how to take the next step and the next step and the next step to grow their business efficiently and the way they should, because they're old school. You know, they're scared to step out of the box. So
That's right.
And I've been in the restaurant business my whole life, and so I knew the ropes of understanding how to do that and when to do that.
So did you and your brother own a restaurant prior to buying Full Moon?
No, we ran a couple of restaurants at Panama City Beach. It was a big steakhouse called Bighorn Steakhouse, and one was a seafood house called the Seven Seas. And on the west end of the beach, and there were big restaurants, big volume. It was open, 6 months a year. So that's why we left them, because we got tired of, it's not tired of working 6 months a year, but, for the other 6 months you get bored. So we wanted something year round. So we found Pat James, and he knew he wanted to sell. It was a very, very small restaurant, like I said. And,
so do y'all still have the original location?
We haven't changed a thing except the tables and chairs we took out and put real tables and chairs in there. But that's what makes it so unique, and original. And anyone who comes to Birmingham, athletic-wise, sports, and any sports, my brother Joe is like the ambassador. And they go down, because it's right down the street from the Sports Hall of Fame as well, and right in the middle of downtown. So they go by and see him and get some of that nostalgia and good barbecue. And that's what we're all about.
Well, that's pretty cool. So after y'all bought it, how long did you wait before you started opening up more locations?
It took me about 2 years to understand the barbecue business. I mean, when I say that, I've been in the restaurant business my whole life, but you got to understand how to build a fire in the pit, every single day, and how to make all those great side items from scratch. And we made our desserts from scratch. So we didn't change not one thing when we first took it over, because that's people's biggest problem. They want to change something when they buy a good restaurant doing good business and has good food. I don't know why, but they just want to change. So we didn't.
So did you guys add anything to the
Well,
menus?
well, to that store has got the original menu, but the other stores we added a lot. More family style, more vegetables, big baked potatoes, salads, catfish, baby backs. So we have an extensive menu outside of that one store on South Side. So,
Wow.
and that's what.
So I think you answered a question that I was going to ask was, did you and your brother have any background in barbecue
No, we didn't.
specifically?
None.
Okay.
The only thing we had was on weekends growing up. Our families used to always on a cooker outside, one of those big, I guess those tubs you cut in half with a grate in them. We cooked on that, but that was it. But that was for enjoyment, but nothing like we do nowadays.
Wow. So being an Alabama staple, what made you want to build a restaurant in Mississippi?
Well, I used to take my daughter to a lot of soccer games, and as you know, you travel everywhere, and I fell in love with the town of Madison. What a gem of a town that is, and
Yes.
and I saw a piece of property, and I thought our concept would do great there, and has been doing really well. So the people, the town of Madison has embraced us a lot, and that was our first one, and we've done well with it. And we'll keep growing the business in other areas of around us slowly and surely, but we'll do it right. We're in no rush.
Well, maybe you can get a location at Ridgeland and Pearl to go along with the Madison.
I do like
And
Ridgeland.
those are all good suburbs of Jackson too, as well.
It is. I like Ridgeland a lot, and I like Pearl. They're good towns.
They are. They are. They seem to be better than some of the other areas, right?
It gets a little rough at night.
It does. It does. We had some friends that's in the electric business, and they work for a big power company, and they've been down there, kind of replacing some of the power grid and gas mains going through downtown. And
Wow.
they can tell you some horror stories about downtown Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, it's rough, but every area has their problems, and they'll
It
get
does.
through it.
It does. So you talking about y'all's fresh sides every day. Y'all make everything fresh every day, and you don't see that in a lot of restaurants either.
No,
Everybody's kind of cutting corners, going to Cisco and PFG and U.S. Foods and buying stuff in a bag and dumping it up.
Well,
It's pretty cool that y'all try to cook fresh every day.
I mean, my mother was a caterer. She catered Mediterranean food, Lebanese mostly, and we came from a family of freshness, quality, and if you can't serve that, I don't want to be in the business, and I want to do things right that I want to eat and be proud of, and so we're very proud of our side items, very proud of our food. We take pride in what we do, and you got to have that nowadays to set yourself apart, and stay on top of it.
You do.
And one of the things that you guys do that's different, I believe, is that you have Chow Chow. So is that something that was part of the original, or is that something that you guys kind of implemented once you purchased?
Well, that's what set us. That's why when I first went to the barbecue restaurant to check it out, I went to the drive-through, and I've never eaten there, and I got me a pork sandwich. I ordered a couple different things, and pulled over, of course, opened the bun up, and I go, "Oh my God, what is this?" I had no idea. I didn't know what this yellow stuff was, and and I had to go back to the window and go, "What is this?" Because they didn't tell you they put it on there. It just came with it, if you liked it or not. And the guy explained to me what it was. I said, "Okay." And it's a Southern Chow Chow. They put it on every sandwich, every plate, and it complements the sandwich so well that's what really sold me on the whole establishment, because there's barbecue places everywhere in Birmingham, or at the time there was. And if you want to set yourself apart, what do you have different besides a pickle and barbecue sauce on a bun? And the Chow Chow made the difference to me. And we sell tons of it, and it goes on every sandwich and every plate to this day. And we also sell it retail. So people love it. It's a great side item as well.
So is it like a traditional Chow Chow that, like my grandmother used to make Chow Chow to put on peas and greens and things like that?
This one's mustard based, and it's got green peppers and slaw and a little paprika and a little cayenne. I tell you, I'm going to send you a box, and I'll promise you'll love it. And
well, I'm a Chow Chow eater now.
Well,
I am.
You'll enjoy it because it goes on everything: our fish, turkey, chicken, pork. It just complements everything that we do. And it's as a Mediterranean, people like the side items. They like the pickles and the onions and the relish, and they like all that. So it kind of complements what we're doing. But
yeah,
you gotta be. But we advertise. We put Chow Chow in every sandwich, so we won't have any surprises.
So one of the other things you're known for are the half moon cookies.
Yes, it is. I never understood that concept when we bought it. They bake cookies every day. They had a carrot cake and cookies. And, that's not two items you usually see in a barbecue restaurant,
True.
And they baked them fresh every day and did a great job on them. And, back in 1986, when they started the fresh cookies, the chocolate chip, and they dipped them, half of it in chocolate. And, they started a trend back then, and also it was quick service. You stand in line, pay for it, but bring the food out to you. Those two, between the cookies and the quick service, they followed our lead. Every restaurant in America is quick service, and they have, if you know it well as I do, they have not fresh baked cookies, they have prepackaged cookies, and they're all quick service like we are. But we started that trend back in 1986, and we kept it going in 1996 when we took it over. And that's,
wow.
As you see now, every restaurant has the two things that we're doing.
That is right. Kind of funny you said that. We went to one of those restaurants for lunch today.
Now, I don't know if they make their cookies fresh every day, but we do. Every single.
Well, it was actually Chicken Salad Chick, and
They don't make their cookies.
they don't make them fresh
but they
there.
order them from.
But is she not based out of Alabama? Was that business
Yeah,
not
in
born in Alabama?
Auburn, Alabama, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
but they don't. They don't make anything fresh there. It's all comes in tubs and prepackaged. I mean, it's hard to find a good product that's fresh every day.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
agree. It is.
People
Right.
don't want to do it.
Well, I've got to ask, what other desserts do you have from scratch if you're baking cookies?
Pies.
We bake a fresh carrot cake every day with cookies. I love pie. We have a great coconut cream, chocolate, and a key lime. And I brought my key lime recipe from Florida, and it's delicious. And we sell a lot of it. So we got those 5 desserts, and when we do catering, people ask for banana pudding. That's a no problem. We do that as well, but not in the store. We don't.
Yeah.
I feel like that's almost every barbecue restaurant.
Banana pudding.
Banana pudding. Yeah.
It is.
I think it's good to have different options besides that.
I tell you, we do well on the desserts that we sell. Especially, we probably sell 2 million cookies a year, minimum.
Wow.
If not more.
Wow.
Yeah, but they're fresh baked chocolate chip dipped in chocolate, and we're famous for them. So
Wow. So have you ever thought about smoking a pecan pie?
I've never done that.
It's good.
So I've done it before on several different kinds of grills, and we went to a place in Arizona
Yes.
called Little Miss Barbecue, and it's a Texas-style barbecue joint in Arizona. Great, but they do like the little mini pecan pies, and he's smoking them on a pellet smoker actually, and it's just enough smoke to where those pies are absolutely delicious.
Well, I love pecan pie. My wife makes the best, but I like people who will step out of the area and do something different. because you want to try it. I think it's great.
That's right.
You know,
Well, y'all also are big about giving back to your community around your area, right?
we're big on that from day one. Growing up in Birmingham, going to Catholic schools and Catholic church is always about giving back, to people in need. When you own a business, we always been, it's grassroots. You start with the community around you, and you give to them, and you and they reciprocate back. And we've never forgot where we came from or who we are, and we try to give back to the community as much as we can, as broad as we can, through different spectrums. So,
What got me, y'all are doing your 5th year of backpack blessings.
yes,
So I guess, did y'all start that?
we started that about 5 years ago. We want to do something different. During COVID, we had two things we did different. One was we want to do something for the kids, which we started the Backpack Blessings. And what it is a really nice Nike backpack. Very bright in color. Ones you can choose either red or blue, and it's got the Nike logo on it. It looks really cool. And what we do inside of it, we put a gift card to Full Moon BBQ, of course, and a gift card to Walmart or Target, and we have all your school supplies to start: calculator, pens, pencils, paper, everything you need for a kid to start their day off right and looking good. Because, as you well, I know that if you have kids, they want to start their day with confidence, and with us giving them backpacks, and a lot of people can't afford, $200 and $225 backpack, and we want to make that happen for them. And so, based on requests that we have, we've had over 2,500 requests, way more than we can, but we try to single out the ones that are most needy, and we donate backpacks to them.
That's a pretty cool give back there. That really is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I feel like we missed a big question when we were talking about the food, though. You tell us what type of pit you cook your meats on.
Yeah.
Well, our pit is an open wood burning pit. Your 25 by 6 foot pit. We put our hickory in it every morning, and we burn it from the time, we start at 6 in the morning until probably about 7 at night. That chimney smoking. If you go by one of the stores, you don't see smoke, something's wrong. But
So did you build all the pits to kind of match the original store? Is
Yeah,
what y'all did?
a little bit bigger than the original store. The original store was probably about 5 foot by 5 by 4, 5 by 5, and so this is that's our biggest cost now, are these pits in our restaurants. With all the regulations and building these pits, and the cost is astronomical. As well as keeping wood in that pit is like burning money every day. But we're sticking with tradition. We're sticking for what we know, tradition, good barbecue, and we're not going to take any shortcuts using smokers like everybody else thinking it's true barbecue, because it's good barbecue. I'll grant you that, but it's not the way it should be. We have outside meat on our barbecue butts. Hands down, you can't get it anywhere because no one knows how to. You don't get that crunch, that burn, that bark like you should. And one of the most famous chefs are in Birmingham. His name is Frank Stitt, who owns Highlands Bar and Grill, Chez Fonfon, Bottega. He's one of our biggest customers. He comes for the Chow Chow and our bark on the outside of our pork. And I tell you what, he talks about it all the time, and he loves it.
Wow. So on these pits, you're having some built just for you, I'm assuming, and they're like a flat style pit, and you shoveling the coals under is what they are? Direct heat?
Direct heat. We don't use any coals. We use strictly wood. All the time.
Well, I didn't know if you was burning it down or you just throwing wood in their hole.
Just throwing wood in there and keeping it hot.
Gotcha.
We regulate the temperature based on, the where it is. It's like
I got you.
maybe a 4 foot drop from the pit top to the bottom.
Yeah.
And as you don't clean it out, the pit gets hotter.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
that's how you regulate the heat.
Got you. Interesting. So, do y'all serve a white barbecue sauce as well?
Absolutely. And we started this a while back, and it's really, really good. It complements our food, the chicken, the turkey, salads. So you got to have white
So,
barbecue.
how many sauces and dry rubs do you guys have?
Well, we got just our regular red sauce. We have our white sauce, and we have a seasoning that we put on all of our food. It's that we sell, and that's it.
Keeping it simple.
Keep it simple, and we sell these boxes. I don't know if you can see them behind me. It's
I do see it.
what it is. We ship these out everywhere, and I'll send you guys some. It sells what it is. Southern seasoning, famous Chow Chow, award-winning barbecue sauce, and Alabama white sauce. And it comes in a 4-pack. Nice little, as you said, is rub, top, mop, and dip. And we sell,
like
we
that.
sell
That's
those.
pretty good.
We sell a lot of those. For people who want to do barbecue, or they send them out of the state to different friends and family, especially during Christmas. So it's a nice little Southern pack.
Can you purchase those on your website?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
But I'm going to send you guys a couple, so you can
I
enjoy
appreciate that.
it leisurely. Yes.
So, talking about your vinaigrette slaw, I guess that is considered the Chow Chow.
No. Vinaigrette slaw is a slaw with vinaigrette. Of course, it's very healthy. We didn't have a mayonnaise based slaw like everybody else, and ours is your basic cabbage, vinaigrette, apple cider, vinegar. Made fresh daily. We sell. God, it's just so good and so healthy because it's not that mayonnaise based and chopped up slaw like you see it everywhere else. This is real slaw. It's almost like a Mediterranean slaw, but it's very pretty, very good. People love it, and we sell tons of it during the holidays because it's red and green because the pimentos are in it, and the green cabbage and the glossiness. It's real pretty.
Sounds good.
That does sound really good.
It goes great on sandwiches too.
I bet it does. So, do y'all cook big turkey lobes? Is what you cook?
We cook turkey
As far as-
lobes, all white meat. Not the it's all breast meat, and because everybody wants white meat when they do turkey, so it's the best one I can find fresh that we cook daily, and it's really good.
Well, I know y'all are also known for your pork. So, are y'all cooking whole pork shoulders? Or are you cooking Boston butts?
The butts, we've
Butts.
used butts from day one. That you can't beat the butt. I mean, it's just
A lot more easier to manage.
easier to manage, easier to flip, easier to cook. They do cost a little bit more, but it offsets. But you get that outside meat that people love on it. That big old
Yeah.
pork shoulder, it's heavy, it's big.
As far as owning 16 restaurants now, I'm sure y'all went from, as you were scaling, are y'all having to book your loads of meat now and all that kind of stuff to buy up to ensure to have enough
Yeah.
to sell?
We book, try 3-4 months in advance for the whole year. But
Yeah.
it's hard right now based on the economy where prices are all over the board. So we use fresh every day. We don't use frozen butts. We use fresh butts, fresh chickens. I tell you, it's the only way to go, and you manage
Yeah.
it better
Well, you're probably getting a food delivery every other day?
every day except for Sunday.
Every day except for Sunday.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, we do great volume, thank God, but we have to.
That's right. For the level of freshness, there's no doubt. I mean, you're turning seats like you are. I mean, that makes a huge difference in it, as far as your food quality goes as well.
I want you and your wife to come eat with me in Birmingham one day, and I'll show you what
We're definitely going to have to get by there at Birmingham to do
Absolutely.
that. That is,
And now,
and
I got one.
we're over there a good bit.
And I got a pitmaster at one of my stores, hands down, the best you've ever seen. The best he cooks with pride every day. So you got to try his stuff. I'm telling you, it's mouth watering.
How many slabs of ribs do y'all have to cook a day?
Roughly between a
It
100.
depends on
It
location.
depends on location, between 100 and 200 slabs a day. But we got baby backs also, and so
no spare ribs.
we do spare ribs and baby back
They do
ribs.
both.
We do.
Oh,
both.
you're doing both. Okay.
Well, we cook the spare rib on the pit, and we cook the baby backs in the smoker. Then we, after they're cooked in the smoker, we dip them in barbecue sauce, then caramelize them on the pit. Total different flavor. Total.
Oh,
different, I mean, just everything. So
That's kind of that famous Dave style, that grilling it off at the end.
I tell you what, it makes a big difference. That sweetness just caramelizes on that bone.
It does. I like that little bit of char when the sauce and the sugars in the sauce kind of caramelize a little bit.
That's
It
what
gives us that grilled flavor. I keep referring to it like a steak taste. And people look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm sure you can agree. When it gets that sizzle to it, it's those sugars and everything caramelized. It's a great bite of barbecue.
That's why we sell so many baby back ribs, because it's like eating candy. You pull that big meat off that bone, and it's sweet and tasty and tender.
You're making me want a rib right now,
know
man.
you do.
I'm known for cooking rib now.
and try our food, and you tell me when you get back on this.
I will. I'm gonna have to come give you an honest review, especially on those baby back ribs now, because I'm a rib person. We've actually got a new program we've got to start doing. We've kind of been so busy, but I'm gonna start doing more rib reviews at every restaurant, like anywhere I pass. I'm gonna start doing rib reviews.
Like they
That's kind of
put
my
on the
goal.
pizza.
Yep.
I'm going to do the sides and the dessert. He's more of the meat eater.
Yeah.
No, I did see, speaking of sides, Heath loves squash casserole, and I saw that on your menu.
Oh,
He loves squash casserole.
we do a fresh. All of our vegetables are fresh, but we do a different vegetable than our standard menu every day.
Yeah.
So squash casseroles today is Wednesday and Sunday, and I tell you what, people come in just for the squash casserole those 2 days because they love it. Thursday is our sweet potato casserole. Friday's butter beans. We got something every day that's different. But besides our standard core of collards, mac and cheese, baked bean slaw,
I did see y'all have deviled eggs as well.
every day.
With Wickles
Yeah.
pickles.
Wickles
Oh,
pickles.
I did not read that.
Right?
Oh yeah, Wickles pickles. We like it.
That would be a lot like mine, because that's what relish I use in my deviled eggs.
You can't beat it. It's delicious.
I do. That's what I buy. That is definitely what I buy is
Yeah, I saw
Wickles
that.
relish.
We like brand names products that are excellent, not because they're brand names. They're brand names because of the quality they use.
I got to ask, mayonnaise. What mayonnaise? Blue Plate?
Hellman's.
Hellman's.
I like
Heavy
Hellmann's.
duty.
I like it. Hellman's is good. I'm more of a Blue Plate man nowadays,
You are.
but I like Hellman's.
I like Duke's. They do a great mayonnaise, but it's expensive.
It is. I like Duke's too. It seems to me though, in coleslaw, it gets a little more runnier than Blue Plate.
You think-
That's my differences.
I don't use I don't have mayonnaise in my
doesn't
coleslaw.
have-
Well, I know you don't.
Oh, I don't use that much mayonnaise except to go on my hamburgers and deviled eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, something else I saw that they have Brunswick stew also,
Oh.
which I know
Yeah,
Heath likes to
delicious.
try that too.
I'm telling you, we got great products. I'm not tooting my horn, but we're food guys. We want good product. We want to stand behind it. We're in the community. We want people to say he's got great Brunswick stew, great catfish. Our catfish is excellent too, by the way. We probably sell more catfish than a damn seafood restaurant.
A lot of people that does not or has not ever run a restaurant or understand really how it works, and food cost and labor cost and the taxes and the insurances and everything. A lot of people does not understand any of that. So hats off to you guys at the success you've had of taking a small restaurant, buying one and scaling it up to 16, because I know how difficult it can be and the obstacles you guys have had. And just looking at your menu and you talking about how much passion y'all have in your food, it really shows, because having that many restaurants and continuing to grow, you wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't have really good food and service. Well, thank you for coming on our show and shooting the que with us. It's always good to talk to somebody else in the business because there's nothing like the barbecue business, is what I like to tell people.
Thank you for tuning in to the Shootin The Que podcast. If you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media channels or through our website. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Leave us a review if you enjoyed the show. Until next time, keep shooting the que.